What's going on, everyone? Is Mr. Chip Nominate. I'm just making a quick little video. I'm not sure how long it is, so just mind me saying quick little video, but just going to talk about New Zealand for a bit and about COVID-19 and what we have been dealing with for the past half year, and especially these recent 2 to 3 months dealing with lockdowns and protests and traffic light systems. And I'd really like to share this with everyone that isn't in New Zealand or is in New Zealand. And I feel like New Zealanders, if you are watching, you can relate to me in a way that we are very, very sick of our freedom getting wiped out of our hands, and then having to use a fucking vaccine on us, like they're pushing it on us, as in a way our Prime Minister is forcing us to be vaccinated to go to bars, go to cafes, get haircuts, and it's not stores like as in like clothing stores or like supermarkets, but it's kind of hard to realize and think like why she would do this and why is she forcing on us this bad when there's just so much research on this Pfizer vaccine about how like bad it is for you and getting double jabbed. And the scary thing is that like everyone's worried about like what's gonna happen like after they get it. Oh, they're gonna get symptoms for a week, but what I'm really kind of worried about is what's going to happen like in 5 years, or like a year or 2 years, 10 years. That's my one thing that I've been thinking about the whole time. Like I'm don't get me wrong, like I know that people need to get vaccinated so we can open up the country and stuff like that. Like, I'm not an anti-vax. Like if you're getting vaccinated, I don't give a fuck. But I feel like it's just, you gotta think about, in the long run, is this worth it? And should I just wait it out? And so I'm just gonna talk about the traffic light systems that we have. So on here we have life at red, life at orange, and life at green. And at the moment, in our region, because now we have regions that are cut from all the rest of the other regions, and all different regions have different colours. And so look, we'll just check life at red because that is the worst one that we have. And here you go straight away, my vaccine pass. You will be legally required to provide my vaccine pass to enter places that have vaccination requirements in place under the traffic lights. This may include hospitality venues, events, gatherings, and gyms. So you have to get this jab to work out, to go to the hospital, to go to venues, events, gatherings. It's just taking away the freedom of what we had before. And when the first COVID-19 came into our country, this was doing more damage than what this new COVID strain is. And so it's just, I don't know, it's just a bit confusing really to everyone. Like they're just putting us under all this pressure. And you get ads almost daily if you're just watching YouTube, if you're scrolling through Instagram, if you're going through Facebook, everything. There will be an ad, there will be get your second jab, or even on the radio, like sometimes at work, not sometimes, all the time at work, every day on the radio, ads will come up. Get your second jab so you can do this, get your second jab so you can do that. And I feel like, why are they forcing it on us so hard when we have, here's the stats here. The whole time that COVID has been in our country, we've only had 47 deaths. 47 deaths and 13,143 cases. And most of these, if I would like to add, they are all, I think it was above the age of 35. So it's no one young, and they're all trying to get all the young people to get the vaccine. And all these young people getting them and not realizing what's going to happen after, and then they get sick. Some of them get heart problems, but some people just get it and they just don't even they're fine the next day, and then you just carry on with your life. Like, it's just so weird how this shit works. And even Pfizer, the people that made the vaccine that New Zealand brought in, they have completely I guess just put themselves away. Like, they've said that this vaccine is not good. Like, it's not good for your body. It doesn't work against the COVID. And people, like, you see here with this huge peak, this is all the people when our Prime Minister started to say time to get jabbed. And when everyone was getting jabbed, our cases rose. And there's been so much research, and doctors, I know doctors personally, that say that the people that are double vaccinated are the ones that are having COVID and getting COVID and spreading COVID. And the people that are unvaccinated, they are the ones that do not have COVID, obviously. They don't spread it, and they have no side effects. So it just makes you think why they want us to have such a high vaccination rate, 90%. So then, everyone can just go back to normal. And then when winter comes around and the fucking flu comes around and everyone all gets sick, imagine if everyone just fucking dropped like flies because, this fucking vaccine, it makes our immune system weak, and then the flu comes in plus COVID, dead. I don't know. It's just such confusing times at the moment, and I feel like a lot of teachers and midwives and people that take care of children, like, they're all just losing jobs because of this COVID thing, just because of our Prime Minister forcing this vaccine on us that we never really needed, because obviously with the deaths, it was all just old people. So I'm just a bit confused on why she's doing this. Like, oh my god, don't even get me started with all this conspiracy theory shit with, like, fucking Bill Gates is trying to fucking wipe us all out, and I'm just so out of touch with that, and it's probably good that I am, because there's just so much to think about. There's so much conspiracies. Like, you just gotta just keep your head down and just go and work through it. And like I said, I don't care if you get the jab or not. I'm just speaking my mind, and I know a lot of New Zealanders that is watching this videos, or anyone else that is watching out of the country. Like I feel for you, because we've been staying in level 3 for so long, and then we come out and Auckland's been in level 3 for like so many months, just because Auckland's the number one place where COVID has been spreading. But here's a fact, that COVID, it's actually been 90%, I think they got it to 90% vaccinated, and they're still getting COVID. Auckland is at 90% almost. I mean, I'm not sure, but they said it. So they're like, oh yeah, Auckland's at 90%, so they'll be able to open up soon, rah rah rah. But then why are there so many cases coming out of Auckland? Why are there so many people catching COVID up in Auckland when everyone's all 90% vax? I thought if you get the vaccine, you can't get it. What happened to that? If you get the flu jab and the flu comes around, you can't get the flu because you have the flu jab. That's why you get the flu jab, so then you can't get the flu. That's like with a tetanus shot. If you get a tetanus shot and you get cut by an old rusty bit of fucking nail, you get the tetanus shot so you don't have to fucking go to hospital, because it's a tetanus shot and it protects you from that. But if you get a fucking COVID jab, you want it to protect you from COVID, and then you get COVID, and it's like, but I got the jab though, I'm double fucking triple vaccinated. How does that work? Because it isn't a vaccination thing, apparently. And that's what I found out. That's interesting, but it isn't a vaccination. It's only an immune booster. So why force it on people to get it? Oh, to maybe make our country look good. So many people have been thinking, especially on Facebook, like all the old heads. I'm not calling you guys old heads, but like old people. You know, they're saying that she's a fucking Nazi and like all this and fucking rah rah rah, forcing us to get this and that. And I kind of do understand that, but it's like, I don't think that it's her. Like, I think it's just higher up people. Like, she's just the prime minister. You gotta realize, like, there are higher people up that make the decisions, and they can force her to do shit. So yeah, I don't know. And you know, we have been protesting about this. Like, there's been a lot of protests, but I don't think things are gonna change. If I'm gonna be completely honest, because she's just out of her mind, like, not in a bad way. I just think that she's just not seeing the bigger picture, which she probably might be, but I think she just wants everyone to just be safe again and just go back to their normal lives. But I feel like she should just open it up and just see what happens. And if we do start getting COVID, everyone start dying, then fucking lock us down and then give us vaccines. Like, I feel like we have such little cases and deaths that it's just nothing to worry about. Like, America's like have people like, I don't know, like maybe millions dying a day. Probably not millions, probably like thousands. But it's just like, and America's open. America's open. If you're double jab, you can go and do whatever the fuck you want. I don't know, I just don't understand New Zealand. Just you need to sort your shit out. Because a lot of people that are not happy at you and wonder why we are stuck here feeling like we're trapped in this fucking country, and a lot of us now want to leave because she's just made this such an unpleasant fucking place to live in. I also read some stats about how New Zealand is like the third worst country with like vaccines and like everything. So imagine all the other 52 countries. I'm pretty sure it's 52. And we're number 3, one of the littlest countries on the earth. And we are top 3. It feels like we're in fucking North Korea. Honestly, it does. It feels like we're in North Korea and we just have to follow what she says and then just do what she says. Otherwise, oh no, sorry, you can't go hang out with people. You can't go to a bar. You can't drink. You can't get a haircut. Just grow your hair fucking long. Who cares? I don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, fuck, these videos have been very, very different to, I guess, what my other videos have been. But I do like talking about, I guess, what's going on and what's happening. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that little rant, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe, like, do whatever you want. Okay? Take care and peace.